Hey everyone, I am Nixie and welcome to April's new manga releases and everything that I picked up in the month of April. So we're going to split this video into three parts just like normal. So we'll start off by publisher for brand new releases that happened in April. Then we're going to move on to everything that I picked up that's still in print, and then each month I do an out of print order BL, harder to find manga order as well. So we'll do that at the end of this video. So let's start off with just a few volumes from like a few random publishers that I got. So we'll start off with Tokyo Pop. And the first thing that came out, we've got My Coworker Has a Secret. So this is about Akira is a fangirl of a idol, an actor, and she tries to keep it a secret because one of her friends at work said basically that's really sad to be a fangirl and it's not cool whatsoever. So she tries to keep stum about it, but she spends every single penny she has spare on merch, live streams and all that sort of stuff. Until she bumps into this random guy who helped her out when she got her lunch stolen one day. But it turns out that she spilled absolutely everything to him, but he's the new co-worker. So it's about them. Honestly, there wasn't really anything like special about this story, but it was alright. I will be picking up the next volume as well, of course, because I do want to obviously see how it progresses. Sometimes like first volumes can be a little slow, and then as obviously the volumes progress it does get better, so I'm hoping that's going to be like what happens with this one. Like I say, it's not bad, but there's nothing like really standout special about it either, but it's still worth the read anyway. I did still enjoy it. Next we have one of my favourite new releases this month, and that is Snow Fairy. This was absolutely amazing. Like, it was really wholesome and it was such an enjoyable read. I really enjoyed this. This is going to be like a comfort read for me. So it is just a one shot, it is a BL. So this is about, let's just see, Narumi. So this is about Narumi, which is this guy. He's a famous wildlife photographer and he's out to try and take a photograph of the elusive snow fairy. It kind of gets a little bit stranded, and that's where it bumps into, what's his name, Haruki, who lives in this like little teeny tiny little town village, and it's basically about their blossoming relationship, and it was super cute. Like, I really loved this one. I would actually like to see more of these characters, but also like the story did like wrap up really nicely in this volume as well. But this would definitely be like a reread and a comfort read when you just want something like just nice and warm. But yeah, I highly recommend this one. And as always, I love Tokyo Pop because they put all of their like little trigger warnings, their age rating, and obviously what genre their manga are in as well. So I really appreciate that from Tokyo Pop, and I wish more publishers would do that. So next we are moving on to Kuma Publishing. So Kuma is one of those who do not put their trigger warnings or anything like that on their manga, and pretty much all of their manga like carries trigger warnings with them. So if you buy anything from Kuma, I think except for a Pet Detective, that one's actually quite sweet, but everything else carries trigger warnings, and this is no exception. So we have finally more Harada, which I love. I love Harada's work so much. We have Happy Crappy Life Volume 1. This was pushed back, so it's come out later than what it was first intended to, but I'm so happy it's here. I love Harada's work, like many trigger warnings. So like just beware going into that. Just maybe do like a little bit of research on her work if you're unfamiliar. So this is about, what's his name? God, I can never remember names. Keisuwa, this blonde chap here. So basically he had a really good job, corporate job. He got with the CEO's daughter, However, he has very specific sexual taste, where he would rather be receiving than giving, and he got caught in one of these situations with the daughter of the CEO, and to save face, he basically got demoted and moved out into the sticks, into the middle of nowhere, out of the way. And he has an unemployed next door neighbour who also has the same preferences as him. This is definitely one of the more light-hearted reads from Harada, even though it's really sort of, even though there is still some like triggering things kind of, this is definitely one of the more light-hearted ones. It's all based around anal. These guys are switchers as well. So yeah, it is a fun read, and I love Harada's like art style as well. Like, she's in one of my top 3 like for artwork, because she creates beautiful characters. But yeah, I was so happy that we finally get this. I kind of feel like, because we have been getting some of Harada's work, like Yaru and Aswell and Ankar, maybe Colour Recipes next. Like, I'm kind of hoping that we're gonna get that as well from Kuma, at least more Harada's work. But this is currently ongoing. I think this is the series that she's currently working on right now. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to read. And then we have from Sublime just 2 new releases, but 2 great releases. We have Don't Be Cruel volume 11. Yeah, 11. This is one of my absolute favourite ongoing series at the minute. Maya and Nemu, like these 2, like their dynamic and their relationship is so great to like watch develop as they overcome like different struggles, and just like yeah, the struggles of trying to be in a relationship, like miscommunication, other people like causing issues for them and stuff, but like when they are together, like it's so sweet, and I really do like love them, and I just want the best for them. So I'm so happy that this came out. It came out early as well, but I already need volume 12. I'm just happy that it is actually ongoing, but I kind of feel like we're probably ready for a like an extras volume, because we already have Don't Be Cruel Plus, Don't Be Cruel Plus Plus, and then Takanashi's and Akira's story. So I kind of feel like that we're probably going to get an extras coming out fairly soon, possibly, because the first 2 are sort of based around like the first half of this series. So it would be good to see some side stories from when they are obviously around this age now and sort of like in the working world. But I highly recommend this if you do like BLs. And then we have Black or White volume 6. This is an early release, and I was kind of expecting it as well, because the past few volumes have come out early as well. So this is about 2 actors, Shin and Shings, butchering the names, but hey, that's big. So yeah, this is about 2 actors who are in an established relationship. They've been together for a little while, living together. One is known as the Prince, who is already established in sort of like romantic roles and stuff like that. He's quite well known, whereas the other is sort of penned more as a villain, but he's absolutely not. He's just got anxiety, and obviously like fear of what other people think about him. So they've been trying to keep their relationship sort of hidden, but yeah, it's starting to come to light a little bit. I really enjoy this series a lot. It kind of starts off pretty slow, but I quite like the pacing of like how it's done. So yeah, I'm excited to see volume 7, which I think comes out later this year, and possibly early again. Like I say, these have been coming out early, which I actually appreciate for this series. Moving on to Yen Press. So we've got a few from Yen Press. First off, we have From the Red Fog volume 4. I love this series so much. It's really dark, not only in the way that the art is drawn. I'm trying not to give anything away, but yeah, like not only in the way that it's drawn, it's very, very dark, but like the story is very dark. You know, this is kind of like a very visceral, really hard, harsh world that people are trying to live in. Like it's based in England, like in the 1800s, I think, ye olde times. And you can tell that the world is already like harsh, and then what Rwanda is like involved in and stuff is like makes it like, you know, that it's a tough world sort of thing. But yeah, really dark. It's very violent. There's quite a bit of gore in it as well, but I love this series, and this volume in particular is the best volume so far out of the series. We get to find a lot more about Rwanda's mum, her sort of like origins, who she was as a person, which is great. I was like waiting for this to happen. But yeah, you can see that this story is like, it's coming to its climax. We only have one more volume left, and I think that's actually like a good sort of size for this series. Like the pacing's been really good, the story's great, and it's definitely been a page turner, so I highly recommend this. The artwork, like I say, is great, and I love the story. Next we have Tsubakichu Lonely Planet Volume 3. So I am picked up Volume 1, which we'll see later, but I'm missing Volume 2, so I've not started reading this series just yet. But yeah, this one came out. I'm excited to read this. There is a bit of an age gap, if people don't like that. I know some people don't. It doesn't bother me, but yeah, so Volume 3 has come out. I'm excited to get into this series. Then we have Doomsday with My Dog Volume 2. I really like this more for its actual like artwork. It's so cute. We need more dog manga, I have to say, because we have quite a few cat ones, but like not as many dog ones. So this is just kind of like post-apocalyptic world, and yeah, like just little adventures and stuff like that between this lady and her dog. Super cute. But like I said, I kind of feel like I am in love more with the artwork than the like little stories and stuff. But yeah, we need more dog manga. Then we have Sasuke and Mino First Years. So this is a light novel, which actually I haven't read yet. So this is pre Sasuke and Mino, before their sort of like events start happening. So this is like how Hirono and Mino become friends, like what they were like in their like first years and all that sort of good stuff. So kind of like little side stories and stuff. But yeah, we need more Sasuke and Mino related content, which actually we did get an announcement for the anthology, which came out in Japan last year, I think, which is up there on my shelf. But yeah, so I'm so excited that actually they have done the anthology, and we will be getting that as well. But yeah, more Sasuke and Mino content, that's what we like. And then we have from a Blaze manga, the Restorer's Home Omnibus Volume 1. I'm like halfway through this. This is what I'm currently reading. This was supposed to come out in January, and it came out in April. This is a really interesting read. So this is about this guy who he can see spirits attached to objects. So if the object is broken, he can see like how the spirit that's attached to it is like basically sad and hurt, and so obviously he's really empathetic towards them. So he restores these objects, and he basically like can see how the objects were supposed to look, and he gets help from the spirits to help restore them. This is a really fun read so far, and I've been really enjoying it. Like I said, I'm only halfway through, but yeah, this has been a really fun read, and it is really interesting as well. Then from Ice Press, still not sure how we pronounce that, whether I'm pronouncing it properly, we have The World After the Fall Volume 2. So I kind of put these in the same vein as Tomb Raider King and Solo Leveling. It's that sort of storyline, in that sort of vein. I will say out of the three, this is probably like my least favourite. Not to say that it's bad. I think it's kind of like the pacing of like when things happen and stuff in this that I'm like that kind of puts me off a little bit, but it's still been an enjoyable series, and obviously I will still continue to pick it up. It is full colour. We love a full colour, and I love the artwork as well. But yeah, I started reading this and I feel like I have to go back to volume 1 because I'm like, oh god, what happened at the end again? But yeah, I'm obviously gonna carry on reading this, picking up the next volumes as well. But like I say, I think out of the 3, this would be like 3rd for me. Then from Kodansha, we have the third volume of Run Away With Me Girl. This is the final volume as well of this GL. I've been trying to find GLs that are like not just like cutesy, not just like friends to lovers, everything's roses and happiness and straightforward, no complications, that sort of thing, because I feel like in the genre that there's quite a lot of that, and that's like the main thing that's being released in English as well. So I'm trying to find like different things in that genre, and this is definitely one of them. Like the first volume absolutely broke my heart, and it was very triggering. I haven't read volume 3 yet. FYI, this did come wrapped. There is some explicit content in this, just FYI, because I kind of wasn't expecting that. But yeah, just to let you know. But yeah, I need to read this, but this has been a really emotionally triggering sort of like series, but I feel like it's something that I needed from this genre as well. So I do highly recommend that if you want something that isn't just like cutesy fluffy, but just be warned, there's quite a few trigger warnings for this. And then from Kodansha again, we have volume 6 of Blue Lock. These are coming out pretty quick. I think we're going to get 9 volumes, well, volume 9 this year. Possibly 10. I know that you can pre-order 10. So they're coming out fairly quickly. I still need to pick up volume 4. But I have started reading this series. It's way more intense than what I originally thought. I know people said that. And to say that it is a sports manga, I have really been enjoying it. Like, I'm not a sports person at all, but I seem to like it in manga. But yeah, this has been a great series. I haven't started the anime yet, because if I do have like the manga, I'd rather read in the manga and then watch the anime, so that's what I'll be doing. But yeah, I've been enjoying this series so far. Like I said, I just need to pick up volume 4 as well, so I can get to volume 6. So those are kind of like the random few volumes that I've got from different publishers. So next, let's move on to Viz Media's. The first one, I've got a little light novel, and that is Thorny Road at Dawn. So this is Jujutsu Kaisen. So we've already had Autumns to Ashes, Autumns to Dust. We've already had one like short story collection as well, so this is the next one. I haven't read this one yet, but yeah, and you get a little poster as well of the front cover in here. But yeah, more Jujutsu Kaisen content. I should have had volume 19, but for some reason I'd forgotten to pre-order volume 19 of Jujutsu Kaisen, so that'd be like in my next video. But yeah, that came out this month as well, just FYI. But I did that with My Hero Academia as well, with their last volume. Like, I forgot to pre-order that, but I've already pre-ordered the next volumes after that. Don't know what happened there. Then we have Tezuki Fujimoto's Before Chainsaw Man 22 to 26. So this is the final volume of his like really small like one-shots or gathered in here. This is great. I like his mind is so interesting to me, the way that he thinks and the way, like the stories that he comes up with. I really enjoyed this volume as well. This was great. But yeah, he's such an interesting mind to me, and the way that he comes up with stuff and like the reason why he comes up with things as well. But yeah, this is a great collection of his like little one-shots. We're gonna get Goodbye Eerie as well in a couple of months, and I think that pretty much concludes his like little one-shots as well. And then I think we're pretty much then up to date for his work. But it's great that they've decided to publish this. I mean, obviously they're, you know, clicking on to like how massive Chainsaw Man like is. So yeah, it's great that they're publishing his other stuff, because you can sort of like see where he's come from and like how he's developed as well over the years. And you can sort of see in this one that like his art style is like pretty set now, and like how it's like come to, and how it's like evolved into like what it is with Chainsaw Man. But yeah, great little one shot. Then we have another one of my favorite series, Kaiju number 8. This is volume 6. I love this series so much. Like the pacing of it, the action, the humor as well, like just tops it off for me. And all of these really big characters that we're getting introduced to. So yeah, I cannot say enough good things about this, and as soon as these volumes hit my doormat, like I have to read them. Like I say, I love the artwork. And we do get like fully fleshed out characters with their like integral parts to his story and to the story. But yeah, I love this series so much. Like I highly recommend it if you haven't picked it up already. Then we have the final volume of Zelda Twilight Princess. So if you've been here on the channel for any amount of time and you've heard me talking about Zelda, I love Zelda. Twilight Princess is my absolute favourite Zelda game. It definitely holds like a special place in my heart, and I'm kind of sad that it's come to an end, but I originally thought that it was only going to be 10 volumes, but it's actually 11 volumes, so this is the final one to this series, and it all comes to a head with Ganon, and obviously Midna. I love Midna so much. So the Zelda mangas are done by the same people, but this one is the longest out of all of them, and I love the artwork in this. Like, I probably sound biased, and I probably am a little bit, but this is definitely the best artwork out of the Zelda manga, in my opinion. And it's so nice that we get there's Midna, she's so cute. So it's so nice as well that, like, because it is a longer series, that we get more fully fleshed out like characters. Like Link, we get more from him, and like dialogue from Link, which is amazing. But yeah, we get so much more out of the Zelda story with this one than, like I say, what we do, because the other ones are just like one shots or like two. So this is a really great series. Like I say, I am a little bit biased. Twilight Princess is my favourite, and it probably always will be, but yeah, I love this series, and it's now concluded. Then we have volume 7 of My Love Mix-Up. I love this series as well. We had so many great releases this month. I'm so sad that this is only 9 volumes. So yeah, we sort of start seeing Ada's and Oki's relationship like starting to go on to the next level a little bit. But yeah, the interactions between these two, I love it. It's so cute. It's definitely a more like, I would say more of like a beginner BL sort of. If you want to dip your toes into BL, this is great. There's a like little side couple as well that's in this, which they make me laugh as well. But yeah, I'm really sad that it's only 9 volumes. I'm kind of hoping that the creator will do like a life beyond their high school days, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I would love to see it. I would love to see these, like how their relationship goes beyond life in high school, college. But yeah, I love this series. Next we have Rainbow Days volume 3. These are coming out pretty quick. I'm still yet to catch up on this, to be honest. I've kind of heard few mixed things about this, but obviously I'm gonna read it for myself to get my own opinion. But yeah, I really just need to start doing this. They are quite thick volumes actually, so I don't think these are going to be quick reads. But yeah, again, sort of similar sort of vein. I feel like that would be like My Love Mix Up, but not a BL. But yeah, so I just need to read these. They're coming out quick though. Speaking of a series where volumes are coming out quick, we have The Elusive Samurai Volume 6. Now these are coming out so quick that I can't keep up with reading, so I have to like prioritize this series. I really like the artwork. There's a lot always going off on the pages and stuff, and it's a bit more like light-hearted, almost goofy with some of the characters than what I first thought. But yeah, volume 6 already is out, and this is an early release as well, so I've got some catching up to do. Then we have one of my absolute favorite series, and it always will be, and that is My Hero Academia volume 34. So here we see Stars and Stripe. Is that her name? Yeah, Star and Stripe gets dispatched to Japan. I actually keep up with this series. Like, there's only a few series that I keep up with on the Shonen Jump app, and this is one of them. Yeah, it's such a wild series. Like, it's so good, like the intensity of it, but then there's like wholesome moments and sweet moments, and so much like character development, great like villain arcs as well. You get to see the perspective, like and like sort of stories from the villains, which I like, so you kind of get like a bit of both sides in like in some respect. But yeah, great series, great superhero series. I don't care what anyone says, it's a good series. Then we have Love's in Sight from Viz. So this is about a delinquent guy and I'm gonna go with a sight impairment. God, I couldn't think of the word then. But yeah, it's about their sort of like blossoming relationship and the fact that she actually sees him as a person, not just like a delinquent. I'm yet to read this though. There's just been so many releases I've been trying my best to like read as many of these as I can before this video, but it just hasn't happened with every one of the like volumes that I've got. But yeah, I am excited for this. I know a lot of people have enjoyed this, so yeah, I'm excited. I do like the delinquent like trope sort of thing, so yeah, I'm excited to get into this. We get 4 volumes I think this year, 3 or 4 I think, but yeah, so I'm excited to get into this one. Then we have Romantic Killer volume 3, so I caught up with this. Some of the faces that she makes like this just make me laugh so much. So yeah, this is about a girl who she just wants to play video games, eat chocolate and live life with her cat, which sounds delightful. But yeah, these faces, but yeah, it sounds delightful to me. However, this like fairy thing got a mission to try and get her to fall in love and have a relationship, and she is trying her best to avoid it at all costs, but this like fairy thing is like throwing all the guys at her. It's really funny. It's full colour, as you just saw, which we absolutely love full colour. And I do like the artwork, and like I say, some of the faces that she pulls like has been stitches. It's only 4 volumes long, and honestly I feel like if it was more than 4 volumes long, it would have overstayed its welcome a little bit. So yeah, not be long before we get volume 4. This was an early release as well, so I'm intrigued to see how it wraps up and to see whether she does actually end up in a relationship. I'm assuming that she will, but yeah, I'm rooting for her to get her cat's chocolate and games pack in her life. But yes, this is a really funny read. And then finally we have Boys Abyss Volume 1. Look at this cover, like how nice is this cover? So this is his signature. This is about Ray, who lives in a teeny tiny little town where nothing happens. Basically the most exciting thing that happened was a double suicide, which is written about in a novel. So they get like tourists every now and again trying to find it. But yeah, Ray is having a tough time at home, and he's getting bullied by who was supposed to be a childhood friend. Is basically a little lackey for him, and yeah, he's having troubles at home until one day he goes to the store and there's a mysterious lady there, and this lady turns out to be his favorite pop idol. So it's about them. It's very dark. It was a lot darker than what I was expecting. I don't really know what I was expecting. I think I was more thinking about more like crime, mystery, violence sort of thing, from like the description of this, but it's kind of explicit, which I wasn't expecting at all. This came wrapped, but yeah, this kind of like made me like a bit emotional with like Ray's sort of like situation, and like his feelings and stuff like resonated with me a lot, which I think is great when like a story does that. Like it actually makes you feel something like quite strong as well, and this definitely did. I'm excited for volume 2. I want to see obviously like what happens next, but yeah, I highly recommend this. This was a very interesting read, I thought. But yeah, it's quite dark, what it's based around. Okay, next we are going to move on to 7 Seas, which is the most new releases that I got this month. They've really been killing it with their licenses. So first of all, like with the Elusive Samurai, we have Kimono Jihan volume 5. These are coming out super quick. I've been enjoying this series quite a lot. I think I'm on volume 4. But yeah, very interesting, like based around sort of like kaiju monsters, demons, sort of thing. Yeah, about a boy who like doesn't feel pain and stuff like that. Very interesting read so far. Like I said, these are coming out quick as well, and yeah, I need to read volume 4, I think, catch up. But yeah, I highly recommend this. I've been enjoying it, like I say. And then we have Momo the Bloodtaker volume 4. I love this series. I think it's only 9 volumes completed, and what I actually love about this is the way that it's presented. It's that they all have like the same color, but they all have the same cover, but with like a different character on the front, and like the colors are slightly different, and then same with like the side, but they all look really nice on the shelf, and that makes my heart happy. But yeah, I love this series. So this is a vampire series, about a guy that's trying to take revenge for his fiancée, her death, which was done by a two-faced vampire. This was really great. Like it feels like the pace is picking up a little bit as well, and we find out a bit more about this two-faced vampire as well, which was really interesting. But yeah, I cannot wait for the next volumes. I thought it was still ongoing, but like I say, it looks like it's completed at 9 volumes. But yeah, another dark vampire series that actually is really great. You can't be a vampire story, really. Then we have No Longer Allowed in Another World volume 2. These are kind of like short volumes, but I love this series, even though it's based around kind of like a morbid subject. So this is about an author who just wants to die. So basically in his life he had like a pact with his partner at the time, a suicide pact. So when that happened, instead of him going to the next life, he got isekai'd into another world. We find out a bit more about like what his powers are in this new world, which is super interesting. But I love the like the way that it's written is quite comedic around like the fact that he does want to die, which is like, you know, a really sad, awful thing, but the way that it's written makes it like kind of light-hearted and a bit like funny. Like, I know that sounds awful to say, but yeah, I really enjoy this series. Like I say, just the way that he handles different situations, and he's just like, yes, like when he's captured or whatever, and he's like, yes, just do it, just off me, and it doesn't happen. But yeah, this is a really good series. I've really been enjoying this. And then we have one of my favourite reads this month, Cinderella Closet Volume 1. I loved this so much. So this is about, what's her name, Haruka, which is this lady here. Basically she is like, now that I've finished school, I'm gonna go off to college, I'm gonna get a boyfriend, I'm gonna like up my fashion, like I'm gonna be popular, all that sort of like big ideas. But when it comes to it and she moves to Tokyo, none of that happens. She's too focused on obviously her like uni work and having a part-time job so she can actually afford to live. But she has a crush on one of her co-workers, and when she finally gets the chance to go on a date with him after his breakup, she goes into like full-on panic mode about like, oh my god, I'm not stylish, I'm not good looking, I don't know how to do my makeup. And this is where she bumps into this person here, which is Haruka. God, names so difficult. So this is where she bumps into this person who is a very, very interesting character. Honestly, like, because obviously she wants to go out with her co-worker. I don't care about this co-worker. He can bugger off. I'm rooting for these two, honestly. I don't know if that's where the story is gonna go, honestly, but that's where I want the story to go. But this was such a like, it was like a really nice, heartwarming, like funny story that, yeah, I absolutely love this. 4 volumes that you can pre-order so far. I'm not sure how many volumes it is. I think it's possibly ongoing still, but don't quote me. But yeah, one of my favourite reads this month. Then we have The Haunted Bookstore Gateway to a Parallel Universe Volume 3. This feels like it's been forever to come out. I haven't read this because I've like literally just got this. I'm kind of like a little bit lukewarm on this series so far. I think because it feels more like it feels like a teen read, if that makes sense, because it's like, it feels like it's more for younger audiences, like it's 13 plus. And it kind of feels like in that bracket of like young teen, older teen sort of bracket. But like I said, I don't know, I haven't read this one yet. It just feels like there's not a lot of like substance to the story, if that makes sense. It is based off a novel, so maybe like the novel gives a bit more like depth to the story. Like, that's usually how it happens anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna read this, see how I feel on the series. I'm not entirely sure how many volumes it is, but it's just like, it is a light read. Like, it doesn't take you long to get through it, and it doesn't take a lot of brain power to get through it either. And I'm not saying it's a bad series, I'm not saying that at all. It just feels like it is for a younger audience. And then we have There's No Freaking Way I'll Be Your Lover. So this one is one of the first mangas announced by the Girls Love line from Seven Seas. I haven't read this one. This is like, I've not long had it, but it does look like that sort of like cutesy like GL sort of story. But yeah, it's delinquent girl, smart girl, their sort of like relationship, how they become friends, how their romance blossoms. But I'm excited to read it. Like I said, I just would like to find something in the GL genre that is like more than just like cutesy fluffy stories, if that makes sense. And then we have Game Between the Suits Volume 3. So this is by the Steamship imprint from Seven Seas. And I was kind of thinking, like, because we have a few licenses that are under the Steamship label now, and I have to say I think that this is probably my favourite, followed by Outbride is pretty close. But yeah, I love this series, like the dynamic of the two. Like, yeah, he's a bit of a dick, but honestly she can be a bit of a dick as well. I actually think that they work really well together. But yeah, you can sort of start to see her feelings like wavering a little bit, but like his has been for a little while, I think, as well. But we get a little bit of his background and the type of character that he is, which actually I appreciate. But yeah, this is my favourite like series out of the Steamship licenses so far. And then we have a novel. We have Remnants of Phil's Volume 1 is finally out. So this is same creator as Erha, or the Dumb Husky and his White Cat, Shalzen. But yeah, and it's also set in the same universe as well. So if you pick that up and you like this, then definitely go ahead and pick up this one as well, because you'll enjoy this as well. But yeah, I know I say this every time, but I'm so happy that Seven Seas has like clicked on that we want Danmei, we want the English novels, we want the Chinese novels translated to English, so we can actually have like a physical copy and we can like support the author as well. So I'm so happy that they're picking up quite a few licenses for Danmei's. I also got a notification that Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, the final volume is on its way. So I'm really excited. Like, I've already read these, but I'm excited to have that physical like volume in my collection as well. So, and there's like so pretty volumes as well. I've kind of wished that they did them like the German, or gave you the option of like the German Grandmaster of Cultivation, because the way that they've done it in the hardback editions are so beautiful that I'm almost tempted to get them anyway. But yeah, I kind of just wish that they'd put in a little bit more to make it kind of like how they do in like other languages, but I'm just happy to have a physical, to be honest. And then we have another favourite read this month, Barbarities Volume 2. So I think this was an early release as well. I love this series and I'm sad that it's only 4 volumes. So this is same creator as A Strange and Mystifying Story, if you're familiar with that. But this is set in Europe, kind of around politics and all that sort of stuff. But it's a really fun read. Adam, this character, I love. He's proper aloof. And then Joel as well. I love the way like the interactions between these two. And it's not a quick read either. Like, there's a lot of dialogue that you get in this as well, so just take a minute to like get through, which I actually appreciate that it's not, because I love the story, so I appreciate that it's not done and dusted within like 10 minutes or whatever. So I'm excited for the next volumes. I think it is going to be done and dusted this year, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, only 4 volumes, which is kind of sad because I love these two so much. Then we have Love is an Illusion Volume 2. This got pushed back. I think this was supposed to be released in December or something. It was supposed to be released a while ago, but it got pushed back. So this is a Megaverse story, and I know that this is a lot of like people's first Megaverse stories, like where they started off in the genre. Honestly, it's not the best Megaverse story, but I guess that's because I've read quite a few. But like, it's a good starting point. I kind of feel like sometimes the characters can be a little bit annoying. But yeah, if you want some good Megaverse stories, I recommend honestly Scattering His Virgin Bloom by Sublime. We've got Megami and Tsugumi coming out as well. We've got the first volume of that from Sublime as well. Like, that's a great one. I love that one. And then you've got things like On Lesin, Define the Relationship, which is actually an alpha a Megaverse story. Beta of Dating, which is a recent one that I read, which is on Tappy Tunes. That's amazing, between an alpha and a beta. Low Tide in Twilight as well is another favourite. That's Omega and an Alpha. But yeah, so like I say, I can see like why people have started off with this, but I feel like that there is many more like better Omegaverse stories as well. But I'm happy we've got this in a physical. Hopefully it's, you know, points us in the right direction to get more like webtoons printed in a physical, which I really appreciate. Like we've got a couple so far, like Love is an Illusion, BJ Alex we got, and also Pulse as well, which is on Leslin. We've got the physicals for this as well, so I hope we can get more, because I would love to see that. Next we have Does It Count If You Lose Your Virginity to an Android. This is from the Girls Love Line as well. This was one of the first ones announced. This was a fun read. It's very explicit, and it's basically what the title says. There's not a lot of like deep story to it. That's basically what it is, and it's a fun read. But like I say, definitely for mature readers only. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say than obviously that. Like I say, there's not a massive amount of like plot story. It's basically what you get on the tin. And then final one from Seven Seas, we have volume 9 and 10 of Tokyo Revengers. These are coming out fairly quickly. I had planned to actually start this series this month, but I got sidetracked with a lot of other stuff. But by the time we have the next one come out, I will have started this series, because I'm excited to get into it. And like I say, the volumes are coming out fairly quickly, so it is building up, and I don't want to leave it on my TBR list sort of any longer really. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Like there's a lot of hype around this, especially with like the animes being out. So yeah, I am excited to get into this one. Okay, and then that's everything for the new releases. Which, like I said, there was some really good new releases this month, and so many that I enjoyed. So next we are going to go ahead and do like things that have already been released that I went ahead and picked up. Now the first one that I want to talk about, guys, is Go With The Clouds North by Northwest. So I picked up volume 4 and volume 5 of this series, and there's two things that really irritate me about this series. One is how inaccessible this series is. The only place that I've managed to find this is on Amazon, which I don't like to order books from Amazon. That's literally the only place. Even the new volume, there was supposed to be volume 6 released in September last year, but it's been pushed back. Even that is like, as soon as it goes onto the place where I normally pre-order everything, it's not actually available to buy, and currently on Amazon you can't even pre-order it. So like that really irritates me. Like, why is it so inaccessible? I don't understand. And then the second thing that really irritates me about this series is the fact that no one talks about it, no one knows about it, and that really irritates me because it is such a good series. It's one of my favorite ongoing series, like in any genre. The covers are beautiful. Like, tell me they're not beautiful. Beautiful covers, okay? Very well presented. Also, tell me the artwork isn't beautiful. Tell me that that is not beautiful artwork. One, tell me that that isn't really detailed, beautiful artwork. Like, the effort that this creator puts into their drawings, like the backgrounds and stuff, is unbelievable. There is no reason why you shouldn't hunt down this series. So this is about Kai. He is a freelance detective, solving little mysteries, like finding lost people, finding lost pets, lost objects, you know, uncovering like affairs, like basically anything. Jack of all trades under the like little detective genre. However, there's quite a big mystery happening that is very close to home, involving his younger brother, and the death of his aunt and uncle. This is based in Iceland as well, but Kai and his brother are from Japan, but their grandpa lives in Iceland, so that's where Kai lives, and his little brother has come over to them as well. But there's still a lot of suspicious activity that is involving his little brother, and Kai is also trying to like get to the bottom of what is actually happening. Volume 4 in particular, this was great because there was something really unexpected that I was really not expecting happened in this. They just sort of made me go like, oh, interesting. You know how you get that, oh. But yeah, pick this up, find this, order it, read it, and tell me how good it was, because it's such a great series and nobody knows about it. It drives me crazy. Okay, now we've got that out of the way. These are kind of like all a bit muddled up, so we're just going to go with that flow. So I picked up Would You Like to Be a Family, which is a one-shot from Tokyo Pop BL. I've heard lots of cute things about this as well, but I'm trying to get as many BL as I possibly can for my collection anyway. So I finally went ahead and picked this up, as well as Classmates Volume 1 and Volume 4. I did order 3 and then that got cancelled for some reason. Thanks Amazon. One of the reasons why I didn't like ordering from them, and then it's been out of stock where I normally order stuff from, and then I just need to pick up Volume 2 as well. But yeah, I really love the artwork from this creator. She's also done a GL, which I do really want to pick up as well, because like I say, there's very distinct artwork, and I know not a lot of people, well, a few people don't enjoy Volume 4 because it's based around like side couple and there's like a big age gap. That doesn't bother me honestly. But yes, I'm excited to finally like get into this series because the artwork is so pretty and I've heard all good stuff about it. And then I finally went ahead and got volumes 1 to 4 of Prince Bari as well. I've had volumes 5 and 6, which was the latest releases, for a little while now. So I finally went ahead and got volumes 1 to 4. 1 was out of stock, but I managed to find it in the store, which is great. And then what I'm most excited about is I finally finished my Fumi Yoshinaga's What Did You Eat Yesterday. So I finally managed to order volume 10, which was where I was up to. I love this series so much. One of my favourite ongoing series. It's a long series. We've got 19 volumes so far. 20 comes out fairly soon. So I picked up 15, 16, 17 and 18, so I can finally like carry on reading this. But yeah, it's half cookbook, half gay slice of life, as it's described, but it's such a relaxing read. Yeah, I love reading this one. And then kind of like just on a whim, The Valiant Must Fall. I've heard a lot of hype around this one actually, and I saw it in the store. When I go into town to like physical stores, I always go to Forbidden Planet, and they always have 3 for 2 on in their manga. So I've thought, I've heard quite a lot of good stuff about this, so it's only 1 volume so far, so I'll go ahead and pick it up. Looks interesting. Not had a chance to get it in, I literally got it yesterday. So yeah, looks great. This cover is really nice as well. I really like this cover. And then we have Takana and Hana volume 18. I found a special edition which comes with this like little booklet, so I went ahead and picked this up. I'm still missing a couple of volumes of this, but yeah, there's just like a couple of teeny tiny like bonus stories in this. But yeah, I had wanted to get the limited edition one, but obviously it's sold out. Like this has been out for a little while, I think. Yeah, so this was printed in 21, and I did see it, and then when I went to order it, it had sold out. So I happened to just come across it in the store, so I was like, oh yes, add this to my collection. You know, they always get you with the limited edition. Stick limited edition on it and you want it, don't you? So I picked it up. And then a series that I keep seeing everywhere, and I wasn't that interested in it, but I keep seeing it everywhere, and I love a Yakuza story. So we've got Yakuza Lover Volume 2. I know, random volume, but again, 3 for 2 on the manga. They didn't have Volume 1, so I picked up Volume 2. I just ordered the first one as well. But yeah, trash. Smutty trash, and people love it, so I thought, hey, I'll pick it up as well. And then I picked up Volume 5 of Love and Heart. I really enjoyed the first volume of this. I did want to pick up Volume 2, but the ones that they had in store were like, I'm kind of a bit pernickety about my manga, and then kind of had like dints and not great covers and stuff, like more wear and tear on it than what I would like for obviously a new manga. But they had Volume 5, so I was like, well, I'm gonna need that anyway, so I'll pick that up. But like I say, I really enjoyed the first volume of this. And then I picked up Honey Lemon Soda Volume 1 as well. I know that there's a lot of hype around this, and I'm excited for it. But yeah, I missed out on pre-order for when this was up. So I went ahead and picked it up while I was in store. Same with Suzuki 2 Lonely Planet Volume 1 as well. So I'm excited to get into this as well, because this does look really interesting, and I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. And then I also picked up Beastars Volume 5. I love this series as well, but they never have like, because I'm trying to, because it's 22 volumes long, so I'm trying to get like the consecutive volumes so I can like read it through. But every time I go in, they don't have like the next one, so they didn't have Volume 6. I think it was like Volume 9 or something. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. I haven't read it yet. Volume 4 kind of took me by surprise. Lewis, like, kind of took me by surprise about his actions that he did in Volume 4. I was not expecting. But yeah, I really like this series so far. And then finally, that was everything that I picked up for like already released stuff. So next we're going to move on to my out of print haul. So first off, we have a couple from June. We have Garden Sky, which is just a little one shot. Gentleman's Agreement Between a Rabbit and a Wolf. Butterfly of the Distant Day. Then we have Gravitation X. This is like after Gravitation, but it did get cancelled, so I think it is just this one volume. And then I'm just missing the 2 light novels, and then that's Gravitation completed for me. We have a Poison Cherry Drive, Rose of the Rhine, which I really like this cover, and it's matte as well. We love matte. But yeah, beautiful cover. Casino Lily as well. I'm trying to like prioritize as well this creator, because they do have quite a few things out. So this is like the same creators: Embracing Love, Spiritual Police, Starting with a Kiss, which you can get from Sublime. Same creator. We have Playboy Blues as well. A Gentleman's Kiss Volume 1 and Volume 2. Fumi Yoshinaga, we have, because I love this creator, Don't Say Any More Darling, so same creator as What Did We Eat Yesterday, and many other series. And Garden Dreams from them as well. You and Hirogen, which I'm not entirely sure like whether this cover is like, it looks sun faded, but I think that's literally how it's supposed to be, because there's no like yellowing on the actual pages. Not Enough Time. And then finally from Do Press, which no longer exists, Hate to Love You as well. this creator has so much work out that I'm also trying to prioritize getting their work as well. But yeah, and that's it. That is everything I got in the month of April. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Like, you seem to be a lot as well. If you want me to do like any extra manga content, definitely let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to do that, because obviously I love manga just as much as I love gaming, so I'm more than happy to talk about it. But yeah, so many great series, so many great volumes came out this month. It was really exciting. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave this video here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye everyone.